Hi guys, welcome back. And this episode we're going to look at some indoor trees. There's nothing changed in the outdoor stuff, so we'll just look at the indoor stuff. And I'm thinking I'm going to repot my Schefflera, or the umbrella tree, because the roots are growing outside of the pot, and it's getting kind of long. I need to stop that from happening. I think when I did it the first time, which was only like 2 months ago, I put the tree too high in the pot, so that's why the roots are coming out. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to repot it because the tree right now is very vigorous, so I'm pretty sure it should be okay. But before that, I'm going to show you the hibiscus. It's flowered. So here is the hibiscus, and as you can see, the flower, really big flowers, beautiful flowers. And this actually flowered yesterday, but I didn't take a video yesterday, and I think it looks like it's about to be finished. It's gonna start dying, but there's few other flowers that are coming up as well. By the look of it, probably maybe tomorrow morning or the day after they should come up. So yeah, the tree that we're going to work on is here. That's a Schefflera, and I'm just going to reuse the soil because I just repotted it, so the soil is fine. But I have some extra soil here in case if we need it. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to keep the camera focused on the tree so you can see what I'm doing, and if I'm doing it right or wrong, you tell me. So I put these rocks here on before to kind of hold the tree down so that it doesn't tip over, or doesn't tip over, because it was new. It wasn't that stable. Now it's a lot stabler. So I'm going to rake the roots. I don't have an actual root rake, so I made my own with a fork. I call it the Rake 3000 because it took me 3,000 tries to perfect the shape of this fork. Okay, so I'm going to use this wood tray here to do this over the desk, and hopefully everything will go okay. So yeah, okay. Basically, I'm just going to do what I see people do on the videos, and hopefully that works. So I'll rake starting from the top. Oh, this tree is actually pretty stable in there. It's this would probably be easier if the soil was a bit more dry. I watered this morning, but because it's in the aquarium, so it stays wet, I guess. And after that first video, I had trouble exporting it once I put it together. It was actually overheating my computer twice in a row, so then I had to look up a way to fix that. And basically I ended up disabling a couple cores on my computer so that only 2 cores are working at 90%. And when I export, it took 3 times as long, but it didn't overheat and it didn't shut down by itself. So I was able to get a video, and that's all that matters for now. Oh wow, this thing is like a lot more tight than I thought it was going to be. Can't get the thing out. So it's moving. It just feels a little heavy. Okay, here we go. Wow, that's a lot more root than when I planted it. Like, it's almost double the amount of roots, to be honest. I didn't really expect that. This is, I mean, it's a good thing, I guess. More roots is better. I'm gonna dump some of this out, and I'll probably leave most of it in. I shall leave, yeah. So put that aside. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up, and I'll probably trim some of the roots, because it's, yeah. Okay, and this fork / rake, it works pretty well. I mean, I'm sure the actual rake is better, but I don't know where to get that right now, and it doesn't look like I need it at the moment. As I mentioned before, my first goal is to make sure the trees are going to be alive for next year, at least for the outside trees. The indoor trees, I'm not too worried, but you know, I'm just starting in this bonsai thing, so I don't want to spend too much money on it yet. Once I know I can actually keep the trees alive and have it growing well, at that time I will, I can actually look into investing in some proper tools. Okay. So yeah, it's coming out. It's a lot of, if you can see that, a lot of finer roots. These long roots here, like these, something like all these, I'm probably going to trim down. Just going to prune off. The trees doesn't really need. Well, I mean, these are still kind of young roots, but over time they'll get to the thicker roots, and they don't really feed the tree anymore. It's the small feeder roots, the fine fibrous roots that feeds the tree. At least that's what I read and saw on the internet. Okay, so that's about as much as I could rake. And you can see that I broke off some smaller roots. It's not going to matter if you're repotting a healthy tree like this, because you got so many roots. A couple off is not a big deal. Plus, I'm going to trim a lot of these off anyway. And you don't want to, I don't know for sure, but if your tree is weak, it's not growing that well, you probably don't want to repot it, especially not after a repot after 2 months of the original repot. Okay, so I'm going to get I'm just going to use scissors to get the roots. Okay, wash my hands. Usually you want to water when you repot. Unless you're repotting a succulent, maybe you won't. But I'm gonna just lightly water it, and I mean really light, just with a mister, because I'm still right in there. It's water, don't worry. No, that should be okay. And the leaves at the top is it's getting a little bit too crowded. I mean, there's smaller leaves coming down the middle. There's bigger leaves on the bottom. I wanted to remove some, but I don't know. I've never done pruning on a tree like this before. I'm not really sure how to remove these or which one to remove. I know when you remove these, you just cut the stem and off it goes. And you can also actually, I watched a video, you can just take a leaf and put it in water, it'll grow roots and you can get a new tree eventually. But for now, I think I'm gonna leave the lower ones. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. So what they say is you leave a lower branch, it'll thicken the trunk, but this is the leaf, not a branch. I don't know if the same thing applies or not. Okay, let me get the camera and show you. Okay, so I'm going to take this one off, and that one is this, this stem right there. Okay, because it, you know, it's kind of getting crowded up here, and you got new leaves coming in right there, and there's this small one. It's hard to see. It's right here. There you go, smaller right there. So I'm gonna cut this one off. And it's hard to operate the camera and try to do something else at the same time. So that'll make some room. Oh, maybe I cut the wrong one. I don't know. I thought I wanted this one. Okay, that's okay. I'll cut this one off as well. There. Okay. I do have a turntable, but it's for the dining table. Even though nobody ever uses it, so I should probably get it and use it here. This is a newer leaf, but it's kind of crowding. I mean, I don't know. Is this how these trees grow? I'm not sure. It's just everything is together. So I'm gonna take that leaf off. Okay, let's turn this. So yeah, I think it's this one. Okay. Take that off. Man, I don't know how people can record and prune at the same time. Actually, maybe with a GoPro if you mount it on you or something. This is that's really hard. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it as is for now, and just let it grow a bit more and see what happens. Yeah, it looks okay for now, and I'm sure it'll survive. You know, even though it's repotted so often, but it's growing really vigorously, so I think it'll be okay. Okay, so let's take a look at the lychee tree. Last time when I showed you that this, yeah, okay, the leaves were yellow, or like a light yellowish, turning a little bit green in the roots, but now they've all greened up, which is fantastic. I guess the new leaves of the sapling, or seedling, comes in yellow and then they turn green. So at least I know the light is not a problem. And that was my biggest concern, is about the lights. And now that I know the lights are okay, I think this is okay. And these trees should grow hopefully well in this tank. My next worry is that this tree might get too big. Might get too big for the tank. Like it's gotten this size. Oh, I can't really see. Should clean this tank. In just a few weeks. I mean, the winter hasn't even started. We're in the fall. So, you know, another, I don't know, at least 5 months. Like, I don't know how big this is gonna get. I think I'm gonna have to eventually either take this lid off or take the tree out. Yeah, if I take the tray out, then I won't have this light from the lid. So there will be some decisions to make later on. That jade died, as you can see. Maybe, I don't know, it could be that the repot was not good enough. Anyway, I'm not too worried. I still have a whole bunch of other ones. Everything else is growing well. Ficus are getting a bit bigger. And the new leaf for the money tree is coming up as well. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.